Welcome back, you beautiful, amazing degenerates. We're ready to kill it. It is another live stream coming at you. We're coming at you late tonight, but you know what? It doesn't matter because it doesn't stop in our world, and that is the work. We're always working, always grinding here at the Verse. What's good, Chris? What you been doing today, bro?
In the trenches, studying the charts, seeing what's up. Hey, we just had the monthly close today. So even though we're starting later, we're going to be the first channel to talk about the monthly close on so many candles. And hey, guess what? Not only is this the monthly close, this is the quarterly close. So this is going to be a very TA intensive live stream where we're going to really break down all the stuff that's going on with, Bitcoin dominance, because this is going to be the most important analysis, because this is what's going to tell you if altcoin season's starting. We showed you when Bitcoin dominance breaks down, we hit it to a T. Now we're going to do another assessment and look at how the chart is performing, because there's a lot of stuff going on with that. TitanX is doing its thing, man. We got a new project launch across the board, and we're also seeing something very interesting in the TitanX chart. So, hey, man, I'm excited for this live stream. We're doing our thing. Me and Trey Souls, we do these 2 live streams a week because we got an awesome audience. We got a loyal following. You guys are always in the trenches, and if we provide value to you guys, then it always comes back to us. And at the end of the day, if you guys win, we win. And that's how we view this entire matrix and simulation. Trey Souls, anything to add to that?
Dude, we got people from Australia, from Zimbabwe, all over the world that actually watch this channel, and it blows my mind when we get messages from guys that are like, I'm out here in Singapore, and you help me 10x, 30x, 50x my bag. That's what we live for. I did the same thing here at school that I go to. Help the guy bring his portfolio from 1,000 to 50,000 in about a year. This guy is fresh newbie. So if you're locking into the Verse, you're coming into us into the trenches with us and getting down to the real special sauce, which we're getting ready to give to you today. Let's go.
I love it, guys. And so, hey, before we get in this live stream, guys, please do us a favor. Like it on Twitter. Share it out. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button. Continue to spread the word so we can connect with other conscious beings and submit a high vibrational frequency that lifts everybody up, because that's what we're all about, man. All right. So let's do a little TitanX breakdown. And then, I think what we're going to do is talk about a new ecosystem player. We got a new kingdom in the land of the TitanX coming in. And I want to get your analysis on this because you did actually do a live stream with them. So I'm curious to hear your overall thoughts on it. And then I really want to go heavy into, price charts. And then I also want to talk about token creation platforms, because with the pump fund narrative coming down the road, these token creation platforms is going to be a narrative that not many people see. And I'm not going to go on a rant. I'll leave that for there. And then, hey, if we got some time left, maybe we can talk about some PulseChain altcoins, because PulseChain is doing its thing. So it could be a very long live stream or it could be very short. So it depends on how many conscious beings we get into this. So please share it out.
That button, baby.
All right. So we got to go and talk about, oh man, I love this thing. The TitanX Matrix, baby. Back at it again.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, we gotta.
We ready, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, the Frenchman, it's a good look for you, man.
Looks good for me. I think I may have to bring that one out and start letting the stash grow and start twirling it hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Even though the French lost a bunch of wars, actually, no, I think Irishman looks better, man. Irish, that Conor McGregor beard. You got that Conor McGregor look.
And then we'll do the swag, like I'm gonna start walking around like that too. Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir. All right, so we got 2 big ecosystem players coming up. Now, we talked about the Nation of DragonX. We have the Blaze Empire, and then we have the Zombie Protocol, Helios. So these are all main players. And, technically E280, you can say it's like little own ecosystem, but it ties directly into Helios. So it makes sense to say Helios is like the Zombie Protocol, but it also brings in all the protocols together. So that's the best way to put it. Now, I want to get your opinion on this new ecosystem rolling out, the Volt clan. So you talked to the Volt guys, and I'm just curious, anything you want to share in this live stream about Volt, your thoughts, your opinions, anything about the tokenomics? Like, what's the first thing that comes to your head about this protocol?
The first thing that comes to my head is what I remember is that right now and yesterday were the days to get in. 28th, the 29th, and the 30th were going to be the best days to get in, not financial advice. So that's because there's a token distribution that goes on for the first 10 days. And so that's pretty important. I think if you're trying to get into this and you're trying to make some swaps or you're trying to find some arbitrage opportunities through this treasure vault, you're going to need to get in early. And so that's the first thing that I took away from this. But then it's almost like a meme fi built on top of TitanX. So pretty cool, man. And gonna be pretty cool to see how this treasure vault works all together. They got some ideas of what they want to do with hang on, make sure I'm not crossing this up. Yeah, they don't have this one does not have the treasury. So it's different than
You're talking about here, the treasure vault right here.
yeah.
I mean, so
It's similar, but it's different.
okay, I'm gonna put this on the diagram just so that if we ever reference this in the future, because I'm gonna be honest with you, there's so many projects, it's gonna be very hard to keep up with everything. And I just want to make sure that we don't leave anyone out. So the goal is to continue to build. I need to spend a weekend and just update this really carefully. So Volt, hyper deflationary token, cap supply. Volt utilizes 8% of the system value to buy back and burns, 8% of value for growing bonding liquidity growth. Volt enters deflation quickly with massive burns. Deflationary token has auction systems. Distribute 10 days, 80% TitanX used to buy Volt, liquidity bonding with all TitanX tokens, and then the treasure vault, and then the Volt wheel. So I'm gonna ask you a few quick questions, and feel free, like if you don't remember, it's not a big deal. I'm just curious.
Sure.
I haven't really dove too far deep in this protocol because I've been mainly focusing on technical analysis and a couple other things. So with Volt, it has this auction. It bonds with all the TitanX tokens, and then it takes 80% of the tokens from the auction, burns the Volt token. Now, when it talks about the treasure vault and the Volt wheel, is that because when you have those liquidity pairs, the fees are taken and put into the Volt wheel, and then those fees are used to burn Volt into the future? Is that how that works?
I believe so. Is what you're describing arbitrage?
Yeah, well, it's arbitrage. So right here, arbitrage and incentives. The auction system encourages arbitrage between auction and the liquidity pool as 80% of the value is directed to the buy and burn feed mechanism. So yeah. So that's basically what I just said there is what's going on. So when you have these bots trading in between each pair, because keep in mind, when you put Volt with every TitanX token, it reports it as one price. So this pool has Volt at $1. This one's at $2. And keep in mind that that's just very arbitrage. Maybe I should just draw it out. Typically, it works better when I just draw stuff out. All right, this is gonna be the first time drawing this out. So you have Volt here. So this is Volt, and then let's say this is with TitanX, TITX, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one pair. And then over here you have Volt, and then we'll say this one is with DragonX. So we'll say DBX. So this little circle is the token, and then this one is the pair. So when you pair them up together, it allows you to go into the DEX, and then what you can do is you can buy Volt if you take your DragonX and swap it for Volt. Now, if you want to buy Volt with TitanX, you can take your TitanX and swap it for Volt. That means you can go from one token to another. Now, each of these pairs is going to have a different price. So just for the sake of representation, I'm going to say this is $1. I know somebody's going to freak out, be like, oh, if Volt hits $1, that makes it like a $3 trillion market cap. This is just for show. I'm just trying to get a point across. And this one is $2. Wonder if I can change my color here. Oh, wow, that's cool. Let's go with purple. So you got $1 here, and then you got $2 here. So what an arbitrage bot is going to do is it's going to come in and say, all right, the vault here is $2. I'm going to buy it from this pool and sell it into this pool and then make like a 2x off of it because it's a gain. Now, between this, you have something called fees. So when you swap from this to this, you have to pay some sort of fee. Usually, I believe, double check me, but usually the fee is right around 0.25%. And then this might be V3 liquidity, so it can be as high as 2% if you really want to. And so this is called concentrated liquidity. So what it's saying here is of this fee right here, 80% of it goes into something called the vault wheel. And the vault wheel is used to actually, no, let's do the other color. This kind of looks like fire. Boom, burn. That's supposed to be a fire, but it looks like a crown. Volt. So what we're trying to do is burn volts. I'm just going to write down burn. So the theory behind this is by incentivizing arbitrage bots to trade in between, the volt wheel's collecting these fees, and then it's just got to burn volt to make it hyper deflationary. Do you think that's a fair assessment from what you recall?
Yeah, and that's supposed to perpetuate it into the future.
Yeah.
Past the original 10 days.
Yeah, and see, so the upside, and I want to make something clear with everything. There's an upside and downside. So upside of this protocol. All right, that looks like a 5-year-old wrote it. So upside, deflationary, DEFL. So it's deflationary. Now the downside, and with every single protocol, there's always a downside. And this is the biggest problem you're going to see in crypto is that when you talk about negative stuff, you get attacked. It just is what it is. It's just part of the system. You know, everybody doesn't want their bags flooded. So the downside is it comes down to the liquidity in these pools. So when you have that fee charged, part of that fee goes back into the liquidity pool because what you want to make sure is you have thick liquidity between each of these pairs so that you don't get eaten up by slippage. Do you know what slippage is?
Yeah, slippage basically it's what you allow to spend out of your wallet over the amount. So it's a range that you have approved to spend within.
Exactly. And it's a range that you're willing to accept for rapid changes in the price. So let's say the Volt and the DragonX pair has a very low like liquid supply, right? And it's very low. And say it's like $100 and you go in and you buy $200 of Volt. Well, what that's going to do is it's going to jump up the price rapidly. And so your slippage can be really high. So if you're trying to buy like $100 worth of it and you buy into a pool with $100, then that means you could eat anywhere from 10% to 30% slippage. So as of right now, it's 80%. And then and what I'm assuming is that 20% goes back into the LP so that you can keep it liquid. That's the theory. So that's the upside. That's also the downside. Now, the other thing is you have the volt wheel. So what's great about the volt wheel is I'm assuming that we're coming in and we're buying TitanX or Volt, and then we're using that to go back in and burn volts. So that's actually going to add liquidity to some of these pools. So I think overall it's a great model. It's going to be deflationary. The thing that I'll be looking for is liquidity issues, and if there's no issues with the liquidity pools and we're good when it comes to slippage, then overall it's going to be a great product. And I think with the pairing between all these TitanX tokens, it could be a protocol to keep an eye on. Any thoughts on that?
I just think that was a really good lesson in the what liquidity pools are for and what they're doing. Like it's part of the purpose of what they're serving. I don't think I necessarily ever thought of them like that. So to know that part of that has to go back in to continue the system along. I like that. That felt like a good lesson in LP.
Yeah. And I think what I really like about this project is that it's different. So what we saw with projects like, you know, Inferno and Hyper and DragonX is they're very different protocols in their test cases. And when they get rolled out, some of them roll out perfectly. Hyper had a great rollout. DragonX had a good rollout. It had a couple of issues that the community didn't like, but overall, you know, a lot of people like. And then Inferno had its issues, but now you're seeing a bunch of products launch on top of it. So what Volt is doing is it's applying a new type of mechanic to this ecosystem, and it's testing it out. So in my opinion, I think it'd be a great project to keep an eye on. I think it'd be, you know, and if you're interested in speculating, not financial advice, this might be a great play because, you know, in all honesty, the projects that have new utility and new use case are the ones that usually catch you by surprise. So overall, man, I love what we're seeing with Volt. I'm just going to go back here. I'm going to erase all
Yeah, the
this.
founder said it was not a meme. It maybe was closer to meme-fi, but it's more so a cooperative look at all of the new things that are going on in DeFi with LPing and burning. So interesting to know that it's built on top of TitanX, and that it's going to have some of these other mechanisms that we're seeing, like I was talking to him about implementing these new best practices. So really cool to see all these guys getting out here and not just theorizing about how these tokenomics work, but putting them into action and like getting their feet wet.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm going to add more of this, but you know, ultimately, you know, just calling a spade here, you know, I'm going to add all the major projects right here. And, you know, the Volt clan is going to tie directly into here. So we'll put one right here. We'll put one right here. And so these are the major ones. And oh, wow, that one looks really sketched out. This one looks like it just like broke its leg. So overall, I mean, these are the major ones. And then if you guys noticed, you know, we got all the sub projects, you know, you got Flux here, yada, 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 shout to JKX and all that stuff. So I think that's going to be a great ecosystem. And then the other thing I also want to add is that if we say Volt is its own little sub ecosystem, then it only makes sense to add this project right here. I mean, excuse me, E28. So what's a good name for E28? We need a catchy phrase, like some sort of kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We could call it like something out of Star Wars. You got a Star Wars idea?
Dude, I've never seen Star Wars. The whole audience is gonna hate me.
You never seen Star Wars?
Nah, bro, I've never seen Star Wars.
What?
No.
Oh my god.
Nah,
Bro. Dude, I've watched all the cartoons. I read all the books. Oh my god, bro. Star Wars is awesome. It's like the well, actually, no. Star Wars pre-Disney is fantastical. Once Disney came in, it completely destroyed it. So I don't watch anything past when Disney took over. That's like,
hey, bro, are you being for real? You actually watch the Star because you don't watch movies, so
yeah,
I'm
I
really
don't.
curious about this.
No. The only movies well, you're right. I don't watch any movies. I don't watch news. All I do is read stuff off the internet, and I read research articles, and I look at documentaries. But there are things that I will watch. Number one is Star Wars. Back in the day, because it's absolutely fantastical. Band of Brothers, World War II movie, awesome. Outer Banks. I think Outer Banks on Netflix is cool, even though it's
Okay,
kind of
I
it's
like
got
it. No, I know what you're talking about. You're the
yeah.
surfer guy. You surf out there, so
Yeah. I mean, it's not really chick flick. Well, it's got that romance thing, but no. But the mystery side behind it and the history stuff behind it is absolutely it's the cat's pajamas. And then yeah, so you watch a lot of movies, do you?
not really, bro. Not anymore. Not
Okay.
anymore. I watch a lot of X.com and learning about TitanX and all kinds of cryptocurrencies now. That's all I do as a
Okay.
hobby.
Okay, we'll call this TitanX Wall Street. Boom. I know the dude's not gonna like that. Hey, how
Nothing to
about
do
this?
with the system, bro.
Decentralized.
Decentralized. Yeah, there you go.
I would be surprised if he DMs us later. He's like, "Why are you calling us the Wall Street?" All right, TitanX decentralized Wall Street. There you go. Boom. So, I'm gonna update this, but overall, guys, look, you got DragonX, you got Volt with its. Actually, I want to add one more thing, and then we'll keep it moving because I think this is probably going to be the most important part. Is the Volt flywheel. So I want to make sure we keep notes because I guarantee you this chart that we're showing you guys right now is going to get pretty complicated very fast. So boom, there you go. So if we ever come back to it, we're good to go. And then I'll add all the logos later. So good stuff. Anything else on Volt and TitanX before we get into the good juicy meat and the cheese?
Nah, that's good right there. If y'all want to learn more about Volt, y'all can go watch the stream that I just did last week on Volt with
all right.
Yeah, with their builder that I forgot
Cool.
his name.
All right, so let's talk about TitanX and see what we're seeing. So funny story. I actually lost a lot of my. I had all my charts saved on Anon, and I didn't have it signed into an account, so I actually lost all my charts the other day, and I spent 2 hours putting everything back together. So a lot of this stuff I gotta redraw in. So it's not a big deal, you know. Just keeps you honest. But here's what I'm seeing with the DragonX chart. So this is called an Elliott Wave contract.
Wait, DragonX?
I mean, TitanX. Did I say DragonX?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my bad. So what I'm seeing is an Elliott Wave contracting triangle. So if I just come over here and just type in Elliott Wave triangles. Actually, I want to actually, no, we're good. So you're going to get this really cool chart that's going to pop up, and it's going to show you everything you know. So this is a great learning point for all you guys if you want to get into Elliott Wave theory. Shout out to Bill the Bull. I don't know if he's in this live stream, but Bill the Bull's in this live stream. I learned so much from this man, and he's the host of Late Night on Base, and I owe that guy a lot of a huge debt of gratitude for him really helping me out with Elliott Wave theory, and also me passing along to Trey Souls. So we're like his little mentors. I know he's not into that stuff, but we're like his little mentors. He's a 33 life path. We learned from him. So basically right here, I don't know if I can copy this over, but you see this contracting Elliott Wave triangle. So you have a start point, A, B, C, D, E. We have 0, A, B, C, D, E. Boom. So when you see a chart like this and you hit point E right here, that means there's a good chance that we will have a break to the upside and it's getting ready to break out. But also keep in mind, this isn't a guarantee. This is based on percentages. So in this type of scenario, it actually broke to the upside and broke out. And let's see if the target we got was reasonable. So we had a breakout. So it was a little bit on. It was a little bit under target, but overall it's looking good. Now we broke out, and then we're going to the next level, and we're seeing this. And we're like, oh, okay, Chris. So what's going on here? So believe it or not, we're actually forming something very similar. Actually, first off, any questions about the Elliott Wave contracting triangle? Any questions at all, my man?
No, I mean, I see it. I see what it does. I'm just going to be looking out for it more often now.
Yeah. And like I said, if from a trader's perspective, if you're just like doing like an actual like leverage trading, you try to put in a short and long, what you could do is you'd be like, okay, we hit A, we hit B. Okay, this is B, short the market. Okay, we're getting close to C, close your short. Coming up to D, short. And then we're like, okay, we just hit E, close that short, go long. Boom. That's how they usually do it. But when it comes to macro TA, you can use this as an indicator of how the chart's going to perform in the future. And what this indicates is there's a high percent chance that TitanX is going to hit the upside. So this is one of many indicators. Now, what am I seeing now? So we're getting to the next, we're getting to the next phase of this next triangle, right? So what's a good color that we can use? Because I don't want to get rid of my magnets. So let's do blue. You like blue?
Yeah, that looks good.
All right. So I don't want to get you guys confused with the yellow, but so this is going to be blue for this next triangle. Now, if we come over here, you'll notice there's a barrier Elliott Wave triangle. A, B, C, D, E. So I come over here, make sure I have the right start point. Whoop, excuse me. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. So just double checking the start point. So we come down. A, B. Now we just touch D. E. Sorry. Now we touch C. Now we got to come down and touch E. This is what I'm seeing. And what I'm noticing when it comes to TitanX is it's following Elliott Wave theory to a T. If you guys ever Google Elliott Wave theory, Professor Elliott was one who came up with these economic models, and he used it to call the bottom of the stock market after the Great Depression. 1929, it went up, then it crashed down, and then he used Elliott Wave theory to call the bottom. Everybody said he was a liar, but he turned out to be right, correct, and that's where Elliott Wave theory came from. Go ahead and Google it. I don't want to get into a history class. Maybe we should just do a history channel. I'm just kidding, but
I know you would be good at it, y'all. Chris is a history nerd. This man knows everything. That's how we met. We're having a conversation because I was in my undergrad history class and we just started talking about history, bro. So whenever you're ready and these audience members want a history lesson, I'm down, bro. Talk about Elliott, bro.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dr. Elliott, man, he's actually one of the most interesting men out there. So really good guy. So here's what I'm seeing. We broke down A, B, C, and notice how we touch C on the daily, and then we get your favorite trading pattern. What are those three right here?
Yeah, that's three white soldiers right there, boy. I
Three
love
wise
that.
soldiers.
Let's
Trey Soul's
go.
favorite trading pattern. So what that says is we have 3 candlesticks. So we just closed out today. So don't disregard this candle because now we're getting to the next phase. I believe it closes at like 8 p.m. UTC or something. But long story short, 3 white soldiers. And what this is saying is, okay, we're ready to roll. We're getting to the next leg up. So if we follow the Elliott Wave theory to a T, we're going to come up here and we're going to touch 6 zeros and an 8. We might get a retracement and come back. Keep in mind, we could front run this, or this could be a little bit of a wick one day. And then if we hit D and E, then we're ready for the next leg up. As for the time frame, that's the real question. So this was about 9 days right here. Let's look at this. This was about 11 days. So on average, it's going to be about, we'll say about 10 days.
Does it get
So
smaller?
Huh?
Does it get smaller from C to E?
No, I'm just measuring it out to be more accurate based on what we see.
Okay.
So basically October 20, it's saying right now, if we follow, sorry, I can't see that. So in 10 days, oh God, I can't remember 10 days. So 10 days is going to be October 8th. So we hit here. This is just average. And then here would be about October 18th. So this is just based on, and the way I got this, actually got this right here, it's about 11 days. And then from here, well, you can make a case. This is 10 days right here. And then this is 8 days. Yeah. So I think 10 days. So if we follow the same trend, they're about 10 days apart is what is the main point I'm trying to say. So 8th and then 18th. Now, this could get front run. It could come up here, touch sooner, touch down and then go. But this is just based on the past. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, knowing that you just saw one Elliott contracting triangle there, and then you're looking basically at another one right there. I mean, I think that's the best way to do TA, right? It's all based on percentages. It's all speculation at the end of the day. But hey, knowing that these are higher percentage chances, I'm glad. I like getting in deeper into the TA.
Yeah, so there could be a breakout. Now, as for forecasts on where this could break out to, we could look at this and just take a look at that. This target was a little bit short, and then we try to trace, technically this is a flag coming out, and it didn't, the target was off. So I don't trust that target is the main point I'm trying to say. So hopefully this doesn't get jacked up, because every time I do this, it always gets, okay, so this isn't getting jacked up. Cool. So here's where we bounced off of. So from this local low, actually, we can go to the bottom right here. So when we broke out and touched this top, we came up somewhere right around the 1.618 and just a little bit higher from the 1.618. So if we were to do another leg up from there and just expand this out right here, our first target is going to be, somewhere right around the 1.618 right here, or we could go as high as the 2.618. So probably the best way to see this, and keep in mind, we still have inflation, but we might get up to somewhere at 5 zeros and a 12 and 5 zeros and 194. And then that's actually going to get us to, that minor phase. So we could potentially see TitanX miners get very close to profitability for day 280. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then in this price range that you're pointing at right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the target I suspect, and that's just based off of tracing this from here to here. And when we broke out, we hit the 1.618. So then I brought this up here to down here, and we broke out. Here's the 1.618 right here, and then I also did the 2. Was it the I can't remember it. The 2.618. So the 2.618 right here, and that's where it broke out. So this is just a price range. So it could be at the lower end or at the higher end. Keep in mind, this is extremely volatile. So yeah, man. So I think overall the TitanX chart looks absolutely beautiful. Let's look at some indicators and see.
That just looks like that just makes it look like we're so close, bro. Because like you said, once those miners become profitable again, it's go time.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I want to see on the MACD is we got the 12 and the 26 moving average coming in. When these lines get closer to touching, we might see a go time. Now, I want to check the RSI. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing on the RSI. So there's clearly a trend line here in the RSI. So what I want to see is, you see how we come down the RSI and then we broke out right here, and then right when the RSI broke out and broke this trend, that's when we started to see the bullish divergence, and that's when we got to our next leg up. You see that on the daily?
Yeah.
So then we broke down, and what this is showing me is this is getting oversold a little bit. So the question is, we got that we're looking at. So I want to see these two lines touch, and then I want to see this line come up and go above it. And then that's when we'll start moving to our next leg up for TitanX. Now, another thing that I'm also seeing that would be great to point out, I want to get rid of this line to make it less confusing. So we also have, I'm going to bring this up right here. You see this trend line, how it comes down, boom, touch, bounce off, come down,
But it keeps getting
boom,
higher.
touch. Yeah, it's getting higher. So I see a higher low, a higher low, another higher low. And so the question is, will this start to curl up? And then we see that bullish divergence. So until we see the 12-day and the 26 moving average cross, and then we see a break in that downtrend that I was showing you guys earlier right here, that's going to be a great indicator. That's going to tell you it could potentially be go time. So those are 3 indicators that I showed you guys. 1 is with Elliott Wave theory, 2 is with the MACD, and 3 is with the RSI. And then we also gave you targets. So overall, man, I think things are looking good for TitanX, man. I mean, what more could you say? You know, we're about to get into the go phase. Any thoughts on this?
I know, but thank you for showing me how to find out if something's undersold just by using that top trend line in the RSI. Easy money right there. All you got to do is find that trend line and then find where it breaks.
Yeah, exactly. And usually when you see a break like that, that's when you're going to see a price movement. And you also want to use the MACD to confirm it, because you don't want to go based off of one trading indicator. Because if you go with one trading indicator, then there's a good chance that, you know, there could be like three or four, there could be 5 other indicators that say one thing, and then one indicator that says the other. So you always want to give yourself confirmation. You can look at trading patterns, look at the RSI, look at the MACD. You can even go look at the like another good one to learn about. And this is stuff you guys can look at, is like, you know, the stochastic RSI. So you see how we come down here, and right when you see the 1.74 and the 2.87 cross right here, then we get a boom coming up right here. Then we come down. Then we come down. Then they cross again. Then we get another boom leg coming up. Then we come down. So usually, like, when you're in this period where you see it bottom out and the stochastic RSI is going down and it crosses, you could be potentially see some bullish price action, especially on the daily. So I don't want to use this trading indicator because I'm not exactly the best at stochastic RSI, but I'm just saying, like, there's multiple things you can do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like it.
Cool. All right. That was that. Man, we want to rant.
That was the first segment. I just want to say thank you to all of you that are in here right now. We got 165 of you. I think somebody else said earlier, there's a lot of TitanX Chads in here right now. There definitely are a lot of devs. Appreciate you guys for being in here. I think it looks like we got a comment from Bad Sports, a super chat. What a boss. Thank you very much, bro. Really appreciate that. Inferno, Flux, Alien X, Goat X, no days off, no excuses. That's right. We're living in the trenches. We're out here getting after it every day. So thank you so much for the love, Bad Sports. That's big.
Shout out to Bad Sports. Love you, dude. Thank you so much for the support as always. And guys, please go check him out, dude. One of the nicest guys in the ecosystem. So good stuff. All right. Now let's just talk about DragonX, because long story short, I know we keep doing these box of opportunities and DragonX keeps going. And I also got to say is I did put on some bearish targets. And remember when Gugat said, all right, just tell Chris to delete everything. So
He did.
I'll like, me and Trey Souls, we always admit we're wrong, and we're okay if we say we're wrong about something and we get bashed because we deserve it. Most people don't like that, but we're okay with it, because here's the thing: if you learn about something and you admit that you're wrong, what's the chances of you repeating it?
It's very, very highly unlikely.
Exactly. That's where people don't get it. That's where people don't get it. They're scared to be wrong. They're scared to be chastised. But if you say I'm wrong about something, then you're not going to repeat it. And so Guga was right when we're doing these bearish targets. He's like, delete all the lines. So we're going to delete all the lines. Now, here's one thing.
Yes, sir. Good God. Commander Good God.
Yes, sir. So here's one thing that I'm seeing, and this goes into our little learning lesson with, you know, the Elliott Wave triangles. And we're going to go in the 4-hourly, because keep in mind, when you see those Elliott Wave triangles form on the daily, that's extremely bullish. If you see them form on the 4-hourly, that's bullish, but it's not as bullish as the daily. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's good though.
Because the daily's on a higher time frame. So we go back here and we look at this chart: down, up, down, up. Out of all these trading patterns, Trey Souls, what do you see forming in your opinion? You want to take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's not this one. It's one of
hang on.
these.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. Can you go back to the, oh, no, don't go back to the chart one time. It was down first. I think it's the top left one.
Yes, sir. You're correct. It is the contracting triangle. So if I come back here, and we go down here. You can make a case. So keep in mind, this was short a little bit. So there's nothing wrong with it being short. And then we come down here, touch C, and then we touch D, and then we get E. So we got down A, B, and keep in mind, this B is a little bit lower, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then you come down, you have one touch, two touch, but you can say, okay, that's a C. And then now you have an E coming down right here. So the question is on the 4 hourly, this definitely does look like an Elliott Wave contracting triangle. It's a little bit of stretch because we do see a doji, a bullish engulfing candle off of that doji. So this looks like a morning star, and then we got another candle coming up. So the question is if we come back down and we touch E, that's going to be bullish. If we break this trend line right here and we go up, then we could get to the next leg up. So overall, what this chart tells me, regardless of, it looks a little funny looking compared to the other one, this is an extremely bullish chart. And what this is telling me is that we're getting very close to the next leg up for DragonX, like we saw with TitanX. Does that make sense?
Well, that's what I gathered from that, is that if this goes down, it's bullish. If this goes up, it's bullish. Let's go. That's what we want to hear right there, bro. Bullish either way, baby. You're right there at the end of that triangle. Nice, man. I like seeing new things every week. And shoot, bro, what he said, making mistakes is key. Bro, if I was not willing to make mistakes, this live stream would not even exist because I am half of the time a crypto idiot. So, you know what? Making mistakes for the win, baby. We know it's taking us to the top.
Hey, Trey Souls, he's a very humble guy, but he's a lot smarter than he comes off, man. He absorbs this stuff very quickly, and he started calling me, gave me TA analysis on a lot of this stuff, man. So like, hey, I guarantee you, dude, there's gonna be one day you're gonna be better at this stuff than me because you got that obsessive personality, and anybody with that obsessive personality and uses it for the right reasons can definitely exceed. And I firmly believe that it is an extremely useful trait, but it's also the most dangerous trait because when you use it for the right things, you can ball out. If you use it for the wrong things, like going out chasing girls and drinking and doing all that stuff, then it is absolutely terrible. It could be the worst thing ever. So as long as you keep it on the right side, you're good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know how often I want to go out and drink and chase women? Just about every night. But
yeah,
I just hold myself in. I hang out with the TitanXers, the Titan legends, bro. That's what we're gonna go down in history as. We're not gonna be going down as the big weekend hoes. We're the Titan legends, bro. We're the weekend Titan warriors. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, so completing this analysis, bearish target because I don't want to be a moon boy. If we break out down on this Elliott Wave triangle, and so we break point E and we go down and we touch if we break down on this triangle, we could come down, touch 4 zeros and a 197. That is within the realm possibility when it comes to these things. Do I think it's going to happen? Not financial advice, but I think it's least likely with everything going on with Hydra. But I just want to let you guys know that possibility does exist. I don't know why I got these lines here now that I think about it. So I'm gonna get rid of these lines. So that is within the realm possibility. As for targets, so we're going to use the same logic that I showed you guys earlier. So let's get rid of all these random lines that I have no idea where they came from. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring this son of a gun. Why is this doing this to me again? All right. So I'm going to bring this very close to the bottom right here.
When you say what is that doing to you, what do you mean?
Oh, it's like it keeps moving. It keeps moving. It's not like, yeah. Like I drag it over here and then it flips over here. So
okay.
All right. So it seems like based on what I'm seeing, when we have a breakout, it breaks a little bit past the 1.618, just based off of what we see right here. Now, if we come up here, yeah, I don't think we can use that. I think we need to come to the local low. Yeah, and the local low, it kind of shorts. Well, let's look at the before the breakout. Yeah, so I think for So I think for this next, sorry, my phone was just ringing. For this next leg up, what we'll probably need to be looking at is going to be somewhere right around here. So probably 0.002125. So when we break out this triangle, your first target's going to be right here. And then we'll go for this third target that we have right here. What did I just do? Oh, no, go back. All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. So second target is going to be right here. So this is a good range for our next leg up when it comes to anything related to DragonX. So between 0.00 zeros and a 2 and 4 zeros and a 3. So like I said, guys, you get a beautiful, I can't remember. I got the chart. Well, technically it's deleted now, but it's probably somewhere right around here. Your beautiful box of opportunity is probably going to be somewhere right around here. I need to look into it. So this is your box of opportunity coming through. So it's up to you to take advantage of the situation. Any thoughts on that? You're muted. You're muted.
That means that you're there in the box of opportunity now, folks. And that's not financial advice, but you're there.
Yes, sir.
You've arrived.
So I think overall it looks good, man. And yeah, that's all I got for DragonX. So good stuff. And then is there any other projects you want to talk about? You want to just keep it moving?
Look, man, it's totally up to you, brother. However you're feeling. We could do 13 more minutes if you want, or if you want to go for 35 more. Well, it's up to you, brother. How you feeling?
Let's talk about well, we can get a Bitcoin charts. Here's the deal. We'll do an audience pick. If there's a TitanX project that you want me to do a TA breakdown, comment it down in the chat for the next in the next 10 minutes. Do not spam the chat. If you're an account and you spam it like more than 3 times, well, more than one time, we're gonna exclude that project. So whichever project that you guys think we should do, put it down in the chat, and then Trace Souls, you let me know which one that people really want us to review.
Yeah, bro. I'll pick the protocol. I know there was some already. So
yeah,
yeah, let's see what they say.
Actually, do yeah. Just do like kind of like a random pick. But if someone's spamming being a jerk, then tell them, then don't do it. So all right, cool. So what are we seeing on the price of Bitcoin? So basically, we're seeing a massive. Actually, let's start on the monthly. So we'll go to a lower time frame. But check this out: green, red, green, red, green. Well, spinning top, red, almost a bearish engulfing candle, but wick down, green, spinning top, and then boom. So what does this tell me?
Well, first, oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Well, the first thing I noticed is that we're breaking that red green pattern, and that this was the best September we've ever had, and now we're on our way into October tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Green.
So we're getting ready for the next leg up is what I'm trying to get across. So we're trading sideways. The Fed monetary policy just came in with this green candle that was closed. You know, I really wish this was a little bit higher, because then that would constitute a bullish engulfing candle. Then now we have this next month. And so what I want to see this thing do is come up, and we got to test the top of this flag. That's the big thing, because if this was higher right here, right about 66K, then actually not even 66K, then that's a good indicator that, hey, it's going to be a good time for this market. So it's still 50-50, but ultimately overall it's looking good. We got a green candle. We're phasing into the next phase. Now, also, this was the beginning of the fourth quarter. So because it was the beginning of the fourth quarter, we can look at the 3 monthly chart. So check this out. Look at this beauty, dude. So came down here. If you look at the last bull market, what do you see right here? Right here.
Exactly what we're about to go. Oh, that's a dragonfly doji.
Yes, sir. This is a doji. Doji, bullish engulfing candle, up, 3 white soldiers, blow off top, boom, came back, retracement, boom, massive doji in the quarter,
Fake out.
boom, BTC bottom, doji. So, why is this important? Because this last quarter, we had a doji on the 3-month. So the 3-month supersedes the 1-month. So just with that 1 month alone, it's going to be, like I said, I want to see it to get a little bit up, a little bit higher. But because we have a doji, that indicates a trend reversal. And because that indicates a trend reversal, that means this quarter is going to be extremely bullish. And how do I know this, Trey Souls? We can just go back and look. So we come back here. So here's a doji right here. Next quarter, boom, looking good. Way back here, like we'll go back to the ancient times, brother. Back in the ancient times, back when dinosaurs were still alive. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Doji, bullish engulfing candle. Doji, fake out, came in. Doji came out. So right when we had that doji at the bottom and started coming up, boom, blow off top. So every time we see the first doji and we start to see the beginning of this quarter, that means the next quarter is going to be extremely bullish. So what I'm saying is in this next quarter, it's actually looking really good. And I absolutely love this chart. It's the same thing we see here. Doji, bullish engulfing candle, trading sideways, flagging out, boom. See you later. So overall, just based off this chart, it's going to be extremely bullish. Now, the other thing we can look at, if you guys want to go crazy, keep in mind, actually, no, we can't look at the 6-month because we're not at a 6-month close. That'd be 3 months ago. So I got a little ambitious. So now let's go to. So did we already talk about the weekly close? Today is Monday, right? Yeah. So weekly close was yesterday. So came up here. So right here in the weekly close, I can already see a Adam and Eve. Right here, you can see a little bit of Adam and Eve. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but we have 3 white soldiers on the weekly. Excuse me. Need some water. I was a little sick over the weekend. All right. So we got 3 white soldiers. Boom. Extremely bullish. And then let's look at the daily. So the daily, Adam and Eve, you can see it clearly on the daily. That's what I was telling you. We came up to this right here, tested it out, broke down. Now we get another green candle. So the question is, do we come back up here and retest this, break out, come back down, test out, and then W on out and get ready for Pumptober? Or do we need to come back down and test the swing low right here? That is the biggest question. Right now, this chart looks absolutely bullish because with an Adam and Eve, we get a breakout. So we test we test the neckline, we break down, and then if we retest it, that could indicate a breakout, and we already got a target. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So here's my full analysis of what we see. The 3-month close, extremely bullish. The weekly close, extremely bullish. The monthly close, a little 50-50. The daily close and the daily chart, extremely bullish. We have more time frames that are bullish than bearish. So what do you think that indicates for October?
That's moon time, dude.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Moon time.
So overall, this is actually looking good. We're just trading in the flag. And I'll be real honest with you guys. There is a realm of possibility we come down, test this swing low, and then come up because the market maker likes to mess with shorts. That's it. And I think the market maker might be certain entity that starts with black and maybe ends with rock, but I'm not saying the company because I don't want to get shadow banned. So, but I think you guys can do a little research. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, we're trading inside out of the flag. If we come down, test that swing low, it's not the end of the world. It's a great time to load up because I know when we come up and test here, it's going to be go time. So overall, this chart looks really, really good, dude. So nothing much to say. Anything else you want to say on the Bitcoin chart?
No, man, it's hanging in that flag, and that market maker's just running all over the place. And there's been several times since we've been streaming to load up. So hey, take these opportunities, check it out. But now we're at the top of that flag, so I don't know, man. I like it. I like where we're sitting. And it's going to be exciting to see what happens next month.
Yeah, and check this out. So if you test the this low before the breakout to the flag, we hit the 0.786 to a T right here, and we broke down. So what this tells me is, we need to come back down, and we do have a chance of hitting that 0.618 and then come back up. So I think in the short term, it's just going to be a lot of noise and everybody's going to be freaking out. But if you look on a higher time frame, it just looks good. So Bitcoin dominance, my favorite chart.
Oh, shoot. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at
Dancing
that.
around.
Look at that, baby. Look at that. Look at that. Who was the first one to tell you? When
It was us. And hang on, I'm trying to think of that trading pattern now. What is that trading pattern called? Hang on.
Right here. Right here.
That's not.
So
That's not three. Is that 3 stars in the south?
no. 3 stars in the south would be 3 stars. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. No, 3 stars in the south would be we get another candle and then another candle and then break down, I believe. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me confirm that because I can't remember. Let's see if I
Sorry, that just kind of looked similar to something we were looking at last week. So I was just trying to see if I remembered.
let me go through my trading patterns. Keep in mind, I always keep them. I just didn't have the PDF up. All right,
Not just doing a little bit of research. Why don't you guys reach out and smash that like and subscribe button? We got 195 of you in here right now. I can't remember the last time we got 195 likes on a video. So, hey, if you can make that happen, that will just make our night. We'd be very excited. 195 likes.
3 stars in the south. Well, I think this would be just good learning point. Let me represent. All right, can you see my train chart?
Yeah.
So we got 3 black crows, evening star. We got the morning doji. This could be an evening, like an evening evening doji.
Evening doji star.
Why does that sound? 3 stars in the south. Okay, so 3 stars in the south would be a bullish reversal. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, bro, I know. All right, okay, that's all we need to know. So let's just go back to the actual chart. So here's how this could play out. This is a higher time frame, so it's going to take some time to play out. But if this monthly close, we just begun it like literally an hour ago. If this closes down right here at about 56%, that is an evening star. And based on the lower time frames that we talked about earlier, this thing is breaking down. You got a doji, which is bearish, but keep in mind there's been times where we had to break out doji. I'm not sure. Let's see. I mean, have we had this on a higher time frame? A doji. I'm curious now. Now you got me all curious.
I see several dojis where it broke up.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't have to make this too complicated. But I think the main point I'm just trying to say is a doji is bearish, which is good in this scenario. But an evening star is even more bearish, which is even better on this scenario. And keep in mind, this is the monthly. So this is a very high time frame. So that gives you the best indicator of how this is going. So overall, man, this is looking good. But also, please keep in mind on the monthly, as this line comes down, there could be a retest at some point in this month. Keep in mind, there's 30 days. So anything can happen in 30 days. We could see this wick up here, maybe go even as high as 58%. But this thing's starting to break down, and it's coming down. And you see this line bending down. What's telling me is that we're starting to see a massive curvature and a reversal on Bitcoin dominance. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We haven't seen anything close to that.
And then check this out. We got an evening star on the weekly. Boom. Evening star on the weekly, and it's showing on the monthly, baby. So we come back down here, and you know how this could play out. we come down here and test out the swing low right here, come back up, and then break down. And then we have to test out this swing low right here. So that means we come down here, break out, and then break down. And then that's when we're going to start to see the initial breakout. And then, you know, by then, once you start to see this get down to about 54%, you better be, you know, speculating on altcoins, because at this point, it might be a little bit too late. So the main point I'm trying to say is, if this pattern plays out, what did I just do? Come on. If this pattern plays out and you're getting in right now, then you're basically getting at the bottom of the beginning of altcoin season. Does that make sense?
The very bottom.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's like, you know, red alert, red alert, red alert. It's almost go time, or this is the go time. So, and let's take a look at daily. Let's see if we see anything on the daily, because you never know. So the daily.
Oh, what is that? Look at those 3 red. Is that 3 red candles?
Well, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. So check this out. Check this out. This is actually an inverse head and shoulders. I mean, I'm not. Why did I say inverse head and shoulders? I said a head and shoulders being formed right now. So on the daily, you have a shoulder. Actually, I'm gonna move it right here. We'll just say that might be a little bit of a stretch. So you have a shoulder. Actually, no, that looks kind of. I want to make this as least confusing as possible. And then a shoulder. So head and shoulders is extremely bearish, which means we have a breakdown, and this can give you a target. So I typically like to go on the more aggressive side. So if we start breaking out this head and shoulders, we get down to that 55, about 55, 56% that we were talking about earlier. So, and that's going to be very close to that swing low. Well, actually, I don't want to take too much of a stretch, but overall, that's an inverse head and shoulders. And hey, if you want me to like make this like really complicated,
flip it.
You could flip it, and you could just be like, okay, here's a head and shoulders. No, excuse me, inverse head and shoulders on the flip side, and then it's going up. So I mean, I think you get the point. I think we're just making this way too complicated. So overall, the monthly, what does the monthly look like, Dre Souls?
The monthly looks bullish.
Bearish.
Very bullish.
Bearish.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bitcoin dominance. I'm thinking of Bitcoin chart again.
Okay. All right. What does the Bitcoin dominance chart look like it's going to do? Up or down?
Oh, it looks like it's going to rip down, bro. It's going to 55%.
On the monthly, right? And on the weekly.
Yes. On the weekly, it's good too.
Like up or down?
Bearish. Down.
Down. Don't say bearish, because it's going to confuse everybody. And then on the daily.
Down.
On the daily.
The daily, we don't know yet.
The daily looks down because it's it's a head and shoulders pattern. That is extreme. That means it's going to break down.
Okay.
So we have 3 indicators that tells you that this chart is going to break down. That is enough for me. Actually, no, we got 4. You know what? You know why we got 4? The last one.
The monthlies.
The 100 monthly simple moving average. We got 4 indicators. Actually, let's do this. You know what? Let's get crazy in this. Let's get crazy in this. Let's see what the weekly. All right, so see what the MACD says. Breakdown here. Well, I think the MACD might be a little, I don't want to make it too crazy, because let's just stick with our trading pattern. So overall, man, this thing looks like it's about to break down. I don't see anything going on in the MACD. Sometimes it's a great indicator, sometimes it's not. So good stuff. All right. Now
it's bullish because it's bearish, guys. It's bullish because it's bearish.
I don't know. I think honestly, bro, that just made it way too complicated with the way we frame that. So
that was the best segment we've ever done.
Everybody's gonna be looking at that. It's like, what are these idiots saying?
Okay, So are we cleaned up here, or are we gonna move on?
What's up?
Are we moving on from here, or we got anything else?
I was going to talk
Is
about
that,
UST dominant. Go ahead.
oh, you're gonna go USTT dominance? Okay, because I got my coin pick for whenever.
Okay. All right. Let's do UST dominance, and then let's talk about the coin pick. Okay. So this is a spinning top. This is a spinning top. So spinning tops can go either up or down in this scenario. So because we have a spinning top, that could be an indicator of a trend reversal. We came down, and now we opened at the bottom of this flag on the monthly. Weekly. 3. What's that trend pattern? We literally just talked about 3 stars in the south.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Boom. On the weekly, we just closed on 3 stars of the south. What this is telling me, we are about to see a potential breakdown on UST dominance, which means we're going to see a rotation into Bitcoin and altcoins and all these other projects. That is extremely bullish for the market. There you go. Boom.
Nice.
All right. Daily dominance. So here's what I see. We're coming down, broke down, came up, retest. And so it's gonna be interesting to see how these next few days come up, because if we come back up into the flag, we might see the market trade sideways. Now, if we touch here and we start breaking down, and then we hit about 4.85% or somewhere close to the swing low right here. So we come down and we hit that swing low. That means we're probably in altcoin season, because people are getting out of stable coins. So that's what I'm starting to see. And so if we come out of this breakdown of this flag, because the weekly's saying that we're breaking down, the monthly 50-50, and then the daily we're 50-50. So, when it comes to UST dominance, this is going to be extremely important, because I want to see a nice little breakdown. And the last thing I want to see this form is a inverse head and shoulders, like we saw right here, and then just break up just like that. So like I said, man, 50-50 on USDT dominance.
You had there was pretty bullish sentiment in July then.
What do you mean?
Is that what, when you go back to, was that when Solana is popping off and this July? Because I'm looking at July as like the last time we were basically down in the same range that we're looking at right now. Coming down, testing that bottom line.
I mean, we had like the Memecoin run that happened. Remember, it started closer to March. Like right here at the bottom where we bottomed out on March, and Solana was running. That's because everybody was converting their stable coins and just buying random stuff and going down. That's where you see this breakdown right here. And then after that, when the market was trading sideways, that's when USDT dominance started going up. So right here, cup, handle, break up right here. So you can see this little cup and handle, cup, handle, and then break up. So main point is we had this massive breakdown, and then people started taking profit, and now they're trading sideways because of the uncertainty behind Bitcoin. That's what the chart says. So we had pre-bull market. Now we're starting to accumulate, and then boom, next bull market, next phase of the bull market.
Bull market. Yeah, we're gonna be pretty freaking aggressive.
Yes, sir. All right. So what coin do they want us to review?
All right, check it out, man. Look, this is what we got to do, because earlier you asked me about one of my favorite things, and I'm gonna switch the subject up, because we've been talking a heck of a lot about TitanX. So I want to go back to one of my favorite areas of DeFi, one of my sleeper projects that I really like here, and I want to talk about some PulseChain action for a minute. How's that sound? What do you think about this one right here?
Thank you on PulseChain. All right. All right.
That's the one I think I want to talk about today, bro. Because we got this guy Gugati says, can you guys tell me if that's an inverse head and shoulders on the Inky chart? So let's take this man to school right here.
I have a feeling that's an indicator that yes, there is one. I love it. All right. Yeah. So, wow, look at this. So, Here's what I see on the Inky chart, and as you guys know, we've been checking it out. So right here we have bottom, a higher low, and then a lower high. So right there, that indicates this thing has bottomed out beautifully. Boom, 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 up. Now, Guga is 100% correct. On the daily, if you look right here, we have, you can say this is a cup and handle right here, or you can say inverse head and shoulders. I'm just going to say inverse head and shoulders because it's easier to visualize. This would be a very weird cup and handle. So if you guys come up here and trace the neckline, so this top blue line right here is the neckline. So you see shoulder, and it didn't really necessarily touch here, but then it came up, touch, and then broke down. So this indicates right here, this line is the neckline. So that's the beginning of the pattern. In traditional TradFi, you go for the lower end of it. If you're looking at the stock market and crypto, since it's so volatile, you usually go for the higher end. So when you do this target, you can come up here and trace from the top to the bottom. And basically what this chart says is we came up, broke down, tested the neckline. Our next target is going to get close to right around 6 zeros and a 6-2. So if we were to break out this inverse head and shoulders, that's going to be a 75% upside. So this is actually an extremely bullish chart. I love what I see. Now let's look at some higher time frames. Let's go to 3-day. So 3-day showing inverse head and shoulders on the 3-day. Good stuff. Let me make sure we look at magnets. So we're testing this magnet right here. No magnets here. Yeah, so pretty good. Actually, the daily. Did we test all magnets here? Maybe that's why I had that bottom one, because we did technically test a magnet. There is technically a magnet right here. So came in, touch, touch, boom, magnet here, touch, 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 boom. And then, yeah, so all mags tested on daily, the 3 daily, and then let's look at the weekly. Wow, dude, the weekly even shows the inverse head and shoulders. So, well, this is a new candle. So what I love here about this weekly, 1, 2, 3, what's that tell you?
That's the 3 soldiers, so it's going to go bullish.
So 3 white soldiers, green candle. So when you have 4 consecutive weekly green candles, that's extremely bullish overall. That's telling you that this is really good. We had a healthy retest. There is a little bit of a magnet right here. Came in, healthy retest. Yeah, man. So it looks like this thing has to come up and test all-time highs sometime, whether it's in the next week or the month. Let's look at the monthly.
Nice.
So this is I believe this is the start. Wait.
That's September close.
Am I mixing something up right now? Because I'm pretty sure didn't we just have the monthly close? Huh. Well, all right, it doesn't matter. If so when this thing closes out and it's up here, came in, bearish engulfing candle, another red candle, and then boom, bullish engulfing candle. I don't know why this time frame's whacked out, but you know, it is what it is. So let me go back. So overall, man, you know, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 3 daily, and yeah, overall, man, this chart looks extremely bullish. And then also keep in mind, this is a reflection token, so you can earn PDI, P Teddy Bear, PTGC. They have Alien. They also actually no, excuse me, rewarding holders with PDI, Teddy Bear, Atropa, PWBTC, and all these other beautiful tokens. And then it also has burn pressure on Alien, PTGC, Teddy Bear, and PDI. So I love this project. I think it's going to be great. Yeah, man, overall Inky, it's great narrative and it plays into the PTGC ecosystem. Anything else on that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, but you wrapped it up right there at the end. I was gonna say, Chris, why is it do you think that I'm talking about Enki? But it is because of those juicy rewards right there. I think this is a really awesome protocol, and I think it's gonna stand for quite a long time looking at the LPing. And then another thing I love about it, the market cap right now. We're at 338K. We're under a million market cap. So you got yourself a chance to get into something before it's huge and before PulseChain rips. And we see all this stuff being launched at the local bottoms and the bottoms. So yeah, man, excited to see what Inky is going to do when these LPs rip.
Yeah, and Inky plays into, the stuff with, Alien. So this is part of its like little own, well, it's an ecosystem within PTGC. And so what happened was when PTGC ripped last time, I got way too many lines here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. So we tested that magnet. That looks good. Healthy retest of this. Wow, look at that. That thing tested right on the dot when we called it last time. Boom, tested, boom. That's crazy. Yeah, this is an inverse head and shoulder. So here's the main point I'm trying to get with Inky and what I'm seeing with Alien. So you see this massive rip to the upside with Alien. It did like close to, man, that's like a 90x. So this is going to be a derivative on top of PTGC. So when people are like, man, I missed out on PTGC, what am I going to go for? They went for Alien. So that's the same thing you're going to see with a project like Inky that plays in this ecosystem. And I saw some stuff about people saying like, oh, I don't like derivative tokens. Well, this isn't a derivative token. This is called a forced narrative. There's a difference between a LARP and a forced narrative. So Brett, and then you have Pepe and Pepe, Andy, and Wolf on Ethereum, right? Mm-hmm. Why is Andy and Wolf doing really well? Because it is a forced narrative. It is Pepe whales trying to increase their Pepe bag. This is called a forced narrative. So there is upside, and they're going to have very similar charts to Pepe, but there's more upside, and that's how these people trade. That's how they think. They're like, how can I get more Pepe? Oh, there's Andy. Andy's too high. Well, then there's Wolf, and then there's other boys clubs member. It's the same thing with PTGC. With PTGC, they're using Alien to increase your position, and then if Alien's too expensive, then they're going to use Inky. So this is how you have to think. These aren't LARPs. It's a different name, has its own thing, and it's the same thing we see with the Ethereum Boys Club. So I see people talking trash and saying all this craziness about LARPs and vampire attacks. No, this is a forced narrative. You got to catch up with the times. This is how the market works, and so it is what it is. These old school traders, man.
That was the best piece of alpha you've dropped all night, and no one else in crypto is talking about forced narratives because nobody understands the narratives the way that Chris and I understand them here at the Verse. So thank you for tuning in to get yourself some understanding of forced narratives.
Yes, sir.
We talked about that like 9 months ago on the phone.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm gonna try to superimpose two charts, and then I'll just show you what I'm seeing. And then you guys, like, when you guys see this, you're like, oh, okay, I got you. Let me make sure. Okay. So right here's Pepe. And then let me go over and let's do Andy, ERC20 Andy. Even though I like Andy on Blast a little bit more, but I got to show some love to Andy on Ethereum. It's doing its
trying
thing.
to apples to apples, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, I got love for it, even though, Andy on Blast is my homie, but it is what it is. At the end of the day. So I'm gonna make sure this one matches up. All right. So this one just doesn't look right. So let's get rid of it. Okay, I guess that was the right one. All right. So here's a great example of forced narratives, and I'm just going to show you guys because here's the deal. Can you use this in PulseChain? Yes. Can you use this in TitanX? Yes. So does it? I thought this thing was a little. Am I tripping? So April 1st. Yeah, this thing has to go back to March. All right, so hold on. I gotta make sure we get the right one because otherwise this isn't gonna look correct. So this is V3. Yeah, here you go. Okay. Wait. March 4th. Let's look at this. Okay, so this one, yeah, I'm pretty sure this one might be it. Yeah. So let me go here, settings, and let's just do some candles. Okay. So if we look at this, if we just come here and just take a look at the time frame, let's look at the daily, see if the daily looks good. So check this out. Look at this very, very closely. So if I come here and where are my dots? I don't.
It's like they sold. I can see it. They sold up Andy in the middle of May, or they sold up Pepe in the middle of May and then dumped it off right into Andy. And
Exactly.
bought it up and dumped it down.
Oh, that's not what we wanted. Okay. So right here, we had a bottom. Oh my God. Come on. All right. So there's a bottom right here, right? So you see how it bottoms out right here? Boom.
Mm-hmm.
This is called a forced narrative. Now, if I come over here and I put the top right here, so you do have like a little bit of a top right there. And you're probably not going to catch this wick. So it's probably going to be right here. So it's literally a couple days after.
Yep.
And if you look at all the other boys clubs charts and whatever, you're going to see the same exact thing. Now, why, Chris, why is this important? I'll show you why this is important, because you got to assess the potential upside. So right here, it did a 10x. Okay. Boom. 10x, right? Now, if I come here, okay, this thing did a way more. I'm gonna go on this chart just to make it much more simpler. And just go on log scale. This thing did almost 100x right there. If you got into this narrative, forced narrative, you can make people who got into Andy right when it started. Boom, absolutely doing its crazy thing. And now here's the crazy part. Like, check this out. What do you see?
I see now the charts are trading virtually identical.
Yeah, right here. Right here. It bombed out right here. Look right here. It bombed out right here. Boom. Forced narratives. Oh, wow. I don't want to do that. Boom. Bottom. Boom. Bottom. You can see it. You can see the price correlation. So why am I bringing this up with Alien and PTGC? It's going to be a very similar scenario. Forced narrative. Study forced narratives. Because here's the deal. If you're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to get into Pepe. Well, guess what? There's Andy on Ethereum. There's Wolf on Ethereum. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. TitanX. Oh man, I think I missed the boat on TitanX to do a miner. Well, there's DragonX, there's Inferno, there's Bolt, there's Helios, there's so many, because when TitanX moves, a lot of these other projects are going to move as well. Forced narratives, study them, understand them. But there's also a difference between forced narratives and a LARP. A LARP is when you copy the same token, like Pepe on base, Pepe on blast, Pepe on this. I'm not trying to attack these projects, but that is a LARP. But if you have something like Pepe, Andy, Wolf, there you go. So yeah, man. So I think that's that main thing. Does that make sense?
Bro, I'm glad we got to this point and we're able to bring it all the way full circle. That's awesome. Like I said, you and I had this conversation about 9 months ago, but to see it replay out on the live stream is awesome, because I know that was a great learning lesson for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
definitely glad about that. And I don't have nothing else, bro.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're getting towards the end there. Let's see what else. So we did cover a lot of things. Well, I think I think on the TA side, we should be good to go. Now, the other thing I also want to mention to you guys, just so you guys know, there's going to be a huge narrative with token creation platforms. And I want to briefly mention this, but I don't want to go too crazy deep into it because, you know, we've been doing this live stream for a minute. But one thing I want to point out is if you guys have been seeing the meme coins pop up, you see the pump.fund platforms, you probably came across these new token creation platforms. And one of the big ones that's actually gaining traction really hardcore is this one called Ether Vista. Stop opening me my wallet. Okay. I'm gonna go over here because it keeps opening up my wallet and it's like some weird glitch on it. But basically the main point I'm trying to say is there's going to be different narratives when it comes to these token creation platforms. They're launching dexes, they're taking the fees and they're putting it to a token. Now we're seeing a lot of meme coin speculation and everyone running around like a bunch of idiots and buying hippos and frogs and dumb stuff. So you're going to see these hype coins come in, but I think the value is going to be one of these token creation platforms. So the one that I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at Ether Vista. This is a big one on Ethereum. They're planning on going on a bunch of other chains. Another big one that I also came across, this is a lot more high risk, Blurb Finance. They're creating a pump fund platform. They have a NFT 404 standard on Base. They're doing the same exact thing on Pump Fund, but they're bringing it to Base. And then another one, Chef. Well, let's see if I can type in here. It's called, I'm pretty sure it's called Chef.fun. So another one, this one is Chef.fun. From my understanding, they're on Ethereum. They're also getting onto Binance Smart Chain. This is also another really cool one. And this one, I believe, is sitting at about a $3 million market cap. I'll let that thing pop up. This is another Pump.fun platform competitor. And then the last one I want to put up is SunSwap. So you got Chef.fun and then SunSwap, which is going to be used for
Tron.
So Tron. So I told you guys about pump fund platforms on, what was it, like five different chains. So the best way to think about this is you got Ethereum, you got Coinbase, you got Tron, and then you got Binance Smart Chain. Which chain do you think is going to do really well? Which chain do you think is most likely to have a meme coin run? And based off of that, you can choose your pump fund platform because all the revenue from those tokens is going to go into that base token. Does that make sense?
It's a no-brainer play right there. There's 5 picks for you. Throw one out of dartboard.
Exactly. So the one that I like, I'm leaning more towards Ether Vista because this thing got fun into oblivion. But also they're competing with Uniswap and they're launching a pump fund platform and it's on a gnarly dip. It's sitting at like a $6 million market cap or something. There's a little bit of a tax structure behind it, but I firmly believe that Ether Vista is one that a lot of people are sleeping on, and I'm extremely bullish on it. So yeah, man. So that's all I had. I wanted to get that out there because I know we try to talk about the past like 4 live streams, but we never get to it because we always go on some sort of rant. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
man.
good,
So
man. If we want to talk any more about it, I'm here for it, bro. I'm ready. I'm down. I'll go another hour if you want.
no, they were good, man. I think I appreciate it, man, but we're about an hour, 30 minutes and kind of hungry right now. So I think we're good, man. And hey, like I said, you know, this is a great live stream. We talked about a lot of really great stuff. We got into TA, we talked about TitanX. We talk about these pump fund platforms. And I think, you know, in one live stream, we'll go deep into it and just talk about why they're different. But I want to put this on your guys' radar because it's not a matter of, well, in my opinion, one of these things is going to be the next Uniswap, the next Polygon Matic for L2s, the next like Solana for L1s. So there's going to be this pump fund.dex that's going to blow a lot of people's minds that not many people talk about. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, bro. And right here, catching every bit and knowing all of them. I didn't know about Chef Fund, so I'm going to check that one out.
Yeah, that one's a little bit. That one's at like 2 to 3 million. And what they're doing is when you hit a bonding curve. So bonding curve is basically saying like if you get enough funds then a token's brought to market, and they bring the liquidity pool to a main DEX. And when they do that, they actually put in they actually pay for you to update your DEX tools and DEX screener. So it's actually incentivizing people to actually get in. And then they also have this like bounty program, but we don't get into that. It's, you know, I'm going
We
on
know
a
what
rant.
happens when good DeFi incentivizes people to come in. It usually works, i.e. TitanX. So hey, that's good to know. And we could be a sounding board and always talk about TitanX here, but I think, you know, coming and bringing the PulseChain, bringing the Ether Vista, bringing anything we want to talk about in is relevant and appropriate. But definitely appreciate the Green Circle Army showing up and showing out to everything, and just sitting here listening to me and Chris blab sometimes. Sometimes we just want to talk. So here we
Yes,
are.
sir. Yeah, we had 181 comments in this live stream. So that's awesome, man. I love it, man. Shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah,
Good.
people get active. They like to get active after 8 p.m., bro. They're popping into the live stream. We got 210 of you guys in here right now. So one last ditch effort. One more call to action. Let me get some smashes. I know, because I've always point right there, because I know the like button is close to there on your computer. Smash that thing right now, all right? And I think other than that, we're going to see you guys in October. Until then, on Thursday, peace out, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.